Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to another recording of Hearthstone. I'm not going to say recording session right now, I'm just going to say recording because I have no clue if this is going to be one recording or not. Have to get rid of the tavern brawls. This leaves us with quests to get Hunter and Mage, Rogue and Warrior, Paladin and Priest. Oh good, nothing overlaps and we have no tavern brawl to help us. The only thing I can say good is we do have the 7,000 golds, which helps. So, Hunter, I suppose we'll start with. Do I even want to play ranked? Or do I just want to play casual? Let's switch to wild, because I played a lot of that last time, so let's do a wild hunter and see. So again, you can look at the clock. It's 9:41 a.m. Actually, kind of only a little earlier than normal for me. Unfortunately, I have been awake for at least 12 hours. And then I took a nap in the afternoon of yesterday, and then slept for maybe 4 or 5 hours at most, maybe probably 2 or 3, and then I'd been awake for probably another 8 hours. So I'm not really going here with an insomnia of like 24 hours of not sleeping, but effectively maybe 18 hours now. But also I know I'm not going to fall asleep right now, even though I feel very mentally tired. So again, we're trying this. The insomnia caused the nap that caused the insomnia. It's a terrible system that fights into it. Speaking of terrible systems that feed into each other, I also have like nothing to talk about. It's been 3 days, and I did in last recording session the same thing, where there was barely anything to talk about. There's even less this time, and from that perspective, let's see. I think I should do this. Because I recorded last recording session early, there should have been anything I would have missed normally should have carried over to this, but there's just been nothing. So we can talk about a few things, but mostly I think this is just gonna be me playing. I'm in the middle of trying to record all of the tables that I own on Pinball FX. I finished Lego Harry Potter US 5 through 7, although I didn't do 100% of it. I just finished the story mode and got rid of that. So that effectively puts me into like January 5th of 2017 for the regular time slot, which is good. I have about 5 or 6 Lego games left, and then that may very well be the end of that series. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. If I stop doing that series, I don't have any kids time slot things, but also I don't think I'm really getting any views for the kids time slot things, and there is a big difference in desire between wanting to play the Lego games and wanting to play some of the humongous games that I have with a better one.
Welcome to the Grand Tournament, champion.
Deal 3 damage.
Oh dear! I'm better to eat you.
Check it.
Okay.
Job's done.
So, yeah. It is hard to even keep my eyes open. This was a mistake, almost certainly. Mistakes were made, definitely. But the other fear is if I fall asleep like right now, I may not wake up until potentially 12 hours from now, so 10 p.m. in the evening, which one doesn't give me much time until midnight to get all the quests done. Two, misses the time in which I file content IDs, and I have a bunch of content IDs to file right now with the Pinball FX licenses. Like every single Star Wars table plays the Star Wars music non-stop, which is really weird on a pinball table because I cannot recall ever hearing any music play in the background of any pinball table. There are sound effects certainly, but I have never I can't recall at least music. Just non-stop music that is not affected by the gameplay, that is not some kind of audio feedback for whether you made a shot or whether you missed a shot. But I could be wrong about that. So, yeah, if I slept for 12 hours, I'd miss the time slot I'd like to file my content ID disputes, which, you know, scheduling those on the right time does show some marked success. Sometimes it doesn't matter when you dispute them because they've just got an automated system, even though that's not in line with YouTube's system. I've been thinking about it. It would be nice if I got that million to be able to put like $50,000 down on retainer with a lawyer, and probably wouldn't need even that much, but just a massive amount of money to fund lawsuits so I could fully dispute all these content IDs, so I could go back on a lot of things and say, no, just because you disputed it with Google doesn't mean it's not fair use. And maybe there's a small chance that in the future fair use will be strengthened and we'll stop having to deal with this. And there's even a small chance that YouTube will fix its system so people can't just claim things.
Wanted,
non-stop.
dead or alive.
Maybe. Speaking of YouTube, that YouTube Heroes thing, it kind of rolled out, but not really. As far as I know, it's not really available. But they did add features to add translations and all of that. I just think they got rid of the whole program of giving you points and giving you mass flagging abilities and such. I think they just quietly let that go. In fact, I never heard YouTube or Google respond to that at all. So I am still not certain that it actually was even a real thing. It may very well have been a fake post or something else. I don't know. I think it was a real thing, but they never responded. They certainly did the right thing. I mean, an expert class on just keeping your mouth shut when you say something stupid and letting it fade away in people's memory. Let's see. So, is anything else happening with YouTube right now? Not really. It seems like they're slowly giving more people the ability to have in videos and annotations that work on the cell phones, but they're not being very fast about it. And the slower they are, the more they're disadvantaging
Bring out your
the
dead.
lesser known YouTube people. The small channels. So that's completely unfair. And yes, YouTube's still trying to promote the biggest people ever, which is we talked about Player Piano. I saw a different channel that had an interesting element to it because it was a guy that had like how many? He had like 130 subscribers, but he had posted this music video that had like over 400,000 views, and I saw it from Reddit. So if it's been posted to Reddit, then it's almost certainly going to get more and more views, and that's probably why it has 300,000 views in the first place. Reddit is a good, really good place to advertise yourself if you can convince Reddit that you're not a shill trying to advertise yourself. Frankly, I guess I'm kind of afraid to advertise my channel too much anyways, because the truth of it is I just don't think I'm that good. That was a mistake. I think I just lost.
Can I light your fire?
Aha!
If he runs out of time, this will be
The
funny.
shadows.
He could have won there.
Quickly.
He could have won there if he had more time. That might be the first example of that card ever doing what it was actually supposed to do, which is knock somebody off balance and change the course of the game. So Priest has been done, and Paladin has been done, so let's win 2 games with Paladin or Priest. Either one, we'll try them both, I guess. Priest, begin. Have I been recording anything else? No, not really. I desperately need all the Pinball FX recorded and scheduled, and Pinball FX 2 is going to... Yeah, it's actually Pinball FX 2, but whatever. It's going to be probably a month and a half to maybe 2 months. That will take out...
Smiles upon the just.
Most of October and most of November, if I'm remembering correctly. Maybe most of November and most of December, if I'm really lucky, but I bet that's not gonna happen. It's a real shame on Pinball FX, but I kind of knew this. I kind of knew that the tables they make kind of suck.
In the light,
And they're not that good. I knew it when I was buying the DLC and all that, but I wanted to cover it and just double check, make sure. Besides, have the tables anyways.
Greetings.
When you're getting them on sale, each DLC was 75 cents. You're gonna pay, well, I would pay 75 cents on
Greetings.
Face the light.
any pinball machine that I was gonna play anyways,
Face
because
the
I'm not
light.
gonna just play one game and then walk away, assuming one game is still 50 cents. So it was a good deal for a bad product, which probably means it's a bad deal.
Face the light.
Now we're going to go ahead and heal this guy.
Face the light.
Do that. But yeah, a vast majority of every Marvel one, practically, I've done 5 Marvel tables. Only one of them can I generously say I'm slightly happy with. 3 out of the 6 Star Wars tables I've done so far I've liked. And as far as the other single license things where they only make 1 table per license, I would say 2, maybe 3 of those I've liked out of 7 or 8 of them. So you're running somewhere around 30%, maybe a little bit higher than 30%, maybe a little bit lower than 30%. Here we go.
Embrace the void.
In the light's name.
Hey, that's my cake!
Every time you cast a spell, restore 3 health to each hero. To your hero. Okay, that's an interesting maneuver. Get a little bit of quietness here. I do want to talk about Lego for a moment. That's not something I've written here, but I took time off, and this is probably why I haven't recorded as much as I would like, almost certainly. But took time off to finish the Lego sets I had. I had the Ghostbusters Firehouse, which was the only one I really intended to get. And then I ended up getting 2 other sets given to me. One being a small, like 200 piece.
How many fingers do you see?
Star Wars Battle of Hoth set, which is a small set. Typically I would not get it for myself because there's a large expert style set of Battle of Hoth. So you're just going to end up with 2 of the same one if you were a real fan of the Star Wars series, which I'm not. That's why I only built the Millennium Falcon and nothing else. Maybe I would do the Death Star at some point in the future.
Blessed be this funnel
Not
cake.
right now. Let's go ahead and
Job's done.
and then the other one is the Lego City Winter Holiday Train, which was about 700 pieces, so it took about half a day to put together. And then, so that's a lot. Also, I got back orders of the Christmas Advent calendars, and the general idea is to start building a Christmas, like, village type thing. If you know what that means, like, kind of like a nativity scene, but not depicting the birth of Jesus, just being a bunch of figurines and buildings and things that are of a winter holiday theme. And so with the train and with the 3 Christmas Lego Cities Advent calendars combined, that's going to give us a good starting point. There's a Santa's workshop, there's a toy shop building also, there's, I believe, one other thing, possibly. So as this project is growing, the price tag is going up and up, but I don't really have to do it all now. The only real issue is, will certain things get out of production, and will they get out of production and be replaced with better versions? A lot of times they go out of production but get replaced with better versions, so it doesn't really matter.
By the power of
So there's also Christmas ornaments that you can only get from the Lego website, and so this thing is just growing more and more as this thought. So it's a slight concern that I'm gonna go off the deep end. I don't think I am, but I'm probably gonna end up buying the this year only Christmas ornaments, which are only $15 each, but there's 3 of them, so that's only $45. And I certainly don't have time for this, and that's why I was trying to get them all done and off of my table, quite literally and figuratively. I think I'm gonna lose here, so let's maybe just save ourselves some time here. Next turn, I'll probably win next turn anyways, but.
Well played.
So yeah, I've gotten more into that. I've also been watching more TV since the TV season is back on. That is an issue, taking up more time. I watched Terminator Genesis just a few hours ago. Honestly, I thought that was a pretty good movie. I think it starts the whole series over again. I think at a certain point, they might very well have been better suited to do a full reboot without Arnold Schwarzenegger, because there's no way he's gonna be healthy enough.
I have no time for games.
To survive for the next movie, I don't think. So that's it. Doing a full reboot, having him out of the picture, is interesting.
Well played.
Alright, so let's cover some of the things here. My delayed games list is Friday the 13th, the video game, has been delayed into, I believe, at least mid-2017, if not summer of 2017. Or, well, I guess summer of 2017 would be before then. How do seasons work? I don't know. Let's try Paladin. The reason why it's been delayed is they're adding single player, which is excellent news, because that game was looking like it might be very interesting, but if it was just going to be a multiplayer game like they were saying, where one player plays as Jason Voorhees and everybody else is just trying to escape from him, that was Dead by Daylight, and Dead by Daylight has come and gone, and it was a fine game certainly, but not one that really had any sticking power. So they may very well have learned from them and been the second person out of the gate, taking all the research and knowledge that they could along the way. Newegg has a majority share ownership by a Chinese company, and it sounds weird that that's a concern just because it's a Chinese company, but it really actually is a concern just because it's a Chinese company. Newegg for a while now has not really been the best place to buy computer parts, and I've never really considered it a valid option to buy anything else, but their rebates and their website and all of that is still kind of a mess. Now, Newegg's website still is kind of better than, I would say, Amazon.com, because if you're going to go straight to Amazon, you're going to end up having to do a lot more work to make sure you get all the specs and descriptions, and and know what you're looking for, and to search and filter by the important factors on Amazon, it's just kind of not there. The bigger concern certainly is that Amazon is probably your best bet at the next. I don't know of any other place where you could go buy computer parts and feel like you're potentially getting some small deal and you're in a safe shopping place. You're not just going to some weird site. And so there's now no competition in my head. It's like, in general, when you try to put a bright look on it, if you just think that Newegg may improve upon its customer service and its website and its user experience with the Chinese ownership, and they get you things better because now they're closer to the place where most of the electronic things are built anyways, so it may be easier to ship out of China, it may be easier to rejoin defective elements and deal with all that stuff. In theory, that could all happen, as if you just trust Chinese quality, which is, on many occasions, notoriously low. That's really the concern. That's the main concern, at least, is the quality. More paranoid people will be afraid of buying some computer part and it having like firmware, spyware installed on it. But that's kind of only a concern if you're running a corporation with your equipment or running some government agency with it. It's not a something I think you really need to be worried about as if you're just a normal civilian. Let's see. So, moving on the stories here. We're about at 30 minutes. Maybe I don't move on with the story. Maybe I end the recording here and we make another recording. Because we still got some gameplay to do, and I have a few things to talk about still. And yep. I think it's best to just end here. So I don't know how I managed to talk for 30 minutes, and I sort of don't know how I've managed to get at least this far in finishing the quests. Like, I only need one more paladin win, and then 5 more victories with the rogue or warrior, and if we keep playing on casual, we may get that done. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me further, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.